Hey guys, it's Heidi. Welcome back to my channel. And yeah, I'm trying to make up my mind about something. This is just a canvas board that I actually do my flow art on. Um, I've generally got not that one things standing here, and then I have my other board on top that I pour the paint onto, and then I tip the board. Let me just grab one. Okay, so I have a board, and then I put the paint on there, and then I just do the flow art, and that's the overflow of it. Yeah, so I'm trying to make up my mind. Maybe I can do something with this. Maybe adjust it a little bit. There's some really weird looking things there. So let's see, what do I see? I see a long nose, something with two very long ears, and some weird looking thing. Anyway, okay, I don't want to talk about that. Right, guys, I actually want to talk about something else. Okay. Yeah. Basically, I want to talk about what's happened, what what was going on with my mother. Now, sorry guys. Yeah, I used to get so irritated with her, and this internet dating. I think in the beginning she was really desperate. Sorry about the shadow there. Desperate for conversation, desperate for company. Um, some said maybe she she needed male company in order to feel worthy. And I kind of looked at them and I thought, well, I don't know. But I kind of pushed it to the back of my mind. And recently, the last 2 weeks or whatever, I've actually been thinking about this. Why did she do this? Why did she continue having these conversations? I mean, eventually, after, I mean, my mom got really angry with me. And then I bought a book, just a normal foolscap blank book, and I gave it to her. And I said, okay, these men that you're talking to, write their names down, write down what happened to their wives, write down what child they've got and what's wrong with the child, and the child needs this and that and the next thing, and bloody blah, fish base, and all the rest of it. And you will see a common thread. So she did that. And she started to see that thread. But she still continued with the conversations with these people, knowing that these people are not who they say they are, knowing that there may very well be people of a different race or different nation, um, a different culture, and yeah. And I've been thinking about this and wondering, why did she still continue with the conversations with it, even though, I mean, she eventually lightened up and said, she knows that people are talking rubbish. Why did she continue with that? Why did she continue with a friendship, you know, pen pal, whatever? And the realization came to me a little while ago in my quiet time. My mother was desperate for company because, yeah, I mean, there's quite a few people on my property. But, yeah, I was busy. My brother was working. Um, the tenants were working. There were some other tenants that, yeah, my mom is a people person and she needed company. And that is why she spoke to these people. And she watched TV. She had certain things that she was watching on the TV. Um, there were certain things that she'd watch on YouTube and all these things. She did that because she needed company. She wanted somebody to talk to because even though she was surrounded by people, and my brother and I, we could only be so much company for her, but she needed somebody else, a different relationship, so to speak. Not necessarily an intimate relationship, but just somebody other than her kids. And I came to the realization that my mother was a very lonely woman. So, yeah, I mean, she was always with people. She had her animals, she had her garden, and I think that's also why she spent a lot of time working in the garden, cleaning her house, and all these things. And I could never understand why you keep yourself so occupied. Don't you know how to relax? And yeah, so I've come to the realization that is what it is. And what I should have actually done was maybe try and get her involved with people, some sort of group, some sort of. She was hurt by the church, so she wasn't too keen on going back to church. Um, but surely I could have found something for her. So, yeah, I just want to say to you people that you still have your parents around, and especially if they live with you. If it's just one parent, a mom or a dad, find some sort of social activity for them to keep them occupied, to keep their mind going. Um, yeah, you don't want them just to sit there and waste away or um, thinking, well, they can sort themselves out. No, get involved. Try and get something for them to do. People, to interact with people. And yeah. And look, my relationship with my mom has not always been the very best. Mm. We certainly did have our differences. Um, yeah. I mean, I ended up moving out of my own house because I had an issue with my mom and I wasn't prepared to put her out. So I decided I would move and I'd leave my mother in my home and I left. And it worked out for the best. And then eventually I came back home and yeah, but we did have words. There were certain things that came into play. So, and I think also my brother spoke to my mom as well. Um, yeah. So you got to have your boundaries. You got to have all these things. But we need to also understand why people do the things they do. Um, yeah. So I was just thinking about my mom and why did she have these relationships on the internet where she was talking to people and what have you. She was taken in the beginning. She was, yeah, hook, line, and sinker. And yeah, but then when I started thinking about it and thinking, why did she do it? You know what was she thinking? And yeah, anyway, it is what it is. She's now with the Lord, and she's united with um, her husband. So Yeah, and with everybody else up there. And she's playing a harp in a rose garden. And every time I think of my mom after she went home to be with the Lord, I keep seeing her in the garden with a harp and these deep, 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 velvety maroon colored roses. Um, yeah, she loved roses anyway, and she loved color. But yeah, the picture I get is it's just one of peace. So she's at peace. Anyway, guys, so yeah, we should not judge our parents or anybody so quickly. So we need to see why they do the things they do. Anyway, okay, guys, I've got to go and wash dishes. The lady that cooked my supper tonight, I think she dropped the whole salt pot into the one lot of food. The only thing that it really did, it sorted out the crabs in my legs, but it was salty. Veggies were nice. Anyway. Okay, guys, lots and lots of love. Bye.